Want to know how I train alone and stay motivated every single day? I'm Jason Grubb, a CrossFit Games champion for 3 consecutive years in a row, and in this video I share 5 tips that help me stay super motivated when I train alone. Just finished my first training run for this year's half Ironman triathlon, and I switched from my go-to recovery drink to Element, LMNT. Stuff's great. It's got 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of magnesium, 60 milligrams of potassium, all the things you need for proper rehydration, replacing all those electrolytes. No sugar, no BS, great flavor, because we need salt as part of our recovery. Today we're going with lemon habanero. It's gonna be spicy. Anyway, if you want a free sample pack with any order, just go to drinkelement.com/Jason Grubb. You got like 8 bonus packets. Ooh, that's good. Spicy, legit. You can drink this stuff on any diet, keto, paleo, vegetarian, it doesn't matter. It's just recovery. When I started CrossFit at age 38, I just went to a class, and I went to the same class every day, 6 days a week. I just fell in love with training. I didn't have any particular training experience before that, but I jumped into a class and I just went to that class. And then within a year, I owned my own gym. I built a CrossFit gym from scratch and had a much more complicated life when I owned that gym, which meant that I had to train alone a lot. And so around age 39, age 40, I started predominantly training alone in the gym. There were definitely times when I had people training with me, and I prefer that. I love training with others. I love the camaraderie that goes with that. I love the kind of the excitement, the race, the chase, a little bit of competition that sort of sets in when you're training with others. But oftentimes I find myself training alone. And I just wanted to share with you how I stay motivated when I train alone. And over the past couple of years, I've spent much more time training alone. So let's just jump into it. Tip number 1, have a specific goal in mind. You need to have a purpose, a destination, a direction that you're going. Before I started CrossFit, I became a private pilot. I went through the process of getting my private pilot's license. It was just kind of a bucket list thing that I wanted to do. And one of the things I learned in that is that you don't just go up and fly around. You really need to have a destination in mind. You actually have to share that destination with flight control or something. I don't remember all the details now, but you had to share a destination. And then everything that you planned for that flight was for that particular destination. And that's how I stay motivated when I train alone. I have a specific destination in mind. Right now, for example, I am about 3 or 4 weeks post CrossFit Games 2022. It was such a great experience, but after the games, I generally need to have somewhat of an off season, but I can't do nothing. And it just doesn't make sense for me to just kind of maybe work out a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not really time for me to start training heavily for next year's CrossFit Games or some upcoming competitions. So what I did last year, and I did again this year, post CrossFit Games, I set a goal of training for a half Ironman triathlon. So that is a 70.3 overall mile effort. We've got a 1.2 mile swim, 56 miles or so of biking, and a half marathon to run, all back to back to back. It's a really fun experience. I did it last year, and this year post games, I've been training for this half Ironman triathlon. At the same time, I've been doing a little bit of Mayhem bodybuilding. There's a track in Mayhem that allows me to just do the bodybuilding that's assigned for that day. So I really enjoyed that. It's kind of this nice combination to give my body a bit of a break from the heavy intensity of CrossFit CrossFit training, particularly leading towards the games, and have an end goal of being prepared for this Ironman triathlon. So that right now is my particular destination. September 25th, Augusta, Georgia, half Ironman 70.3. That's my plan. So whether your goal is to lose weight, to do great in the CrossFit Open in 2023, 24, whatever year that is, or to qualify for the CrossFit Games, you have to have a specific destination, a reason for working out. Like, if it is just to be healthy, think that can work. But I also think that for most people, especially people like me, I have to have something in mind. I have to have something that I'm training for specifically. And I set small goals for myself. So I'll tell you in the next year what I've got. I have the half Ironman, September 25th. And then after that, it'll be the Legends Championship, which is in December. And then it'll be Wadapalooza, which is in January. Then the CrossFit Open, which will be next February. Then quarterfinals, then semifinals, then the CrossFit Games in 2023. These are all these little goals that I'll have in the next 365 days that will keep me highly motivated in my training. Tip number 2, schedule your training. Whether you're going to a class, whether it's a CrossFit class or some other fitness class, make sure it's on your schedule and go there. Like, be accountable. There were times when I first started CrossFit where if I didn't show up for a day or two, there would be guys from my class that would send me a text saying like, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? They expected me to be there. And that kind of accountability can certainly help you stay on track. For me, I'm not going to classes. You're probably not going to classes if you're watching this video. You're trying to figure out how to stay motivated on your own. So what I do and what I recommend for you is to go ahead and put it on your calendar. At this time every day or multiple times this week, during these calendar times, this is when I'm training. This is a really, really effective way to make sure that you don't have things that overlap with this particular highly important part of your life. If it's on the calendar, if it's on the schedule, you're going to do it. If it's on my calendar, I'm there, and that's what I'm doing. This afternoon, I'm training. I have a specific time that I'm training. I have some bodybuilding and then a very long run to do today, and I have a slot of time on my calendar planned for that. And my work, creating a video here, all the things that I'm doing are not going to get in the way of that because it's on my calendar at that time. That's exactly what I'm doing. And that's what you have to do. If it's 6 a.m., you're doing your workout at 6 a.m. every day, that's your calendar. Your alarm goes off before that to make sure you get there and do that. Doesn't matter. Just hold yourself accountable to a specific schedule and don't miss those appointments with yourself. It's the most important appointment of your day. Tip number 3, follow a program. So there's no way that I could do this if I wasn't following something specific. I'm not the kind of guy that can come up with workouts for myself. I'll just do things that I like, things that I'm good at, really enjoy. I won't have a lot of intensity, and there won't be a lot of consistency if I'm just making something up every day. So follow a program. If you need training programs, I have a handful of training programs that might work for you. If you're just getting started, I have a 12-week body weight only program to help you lay a foundation for your fitness. Like, before you start moving external weights and start throwing around anything heavy, we want to make sure that you have a really solid foundation in your core and you can move through all the ranges of motion that will be necessary for when you start moving weight. And in my body weight program, you're going to work out 5 days a week. And that's it. You follow that 5 days a week for 12 weeks. It's as simple as that. You just do the workout of the day. No big decisions need to happen. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to create anything. Whatever it says, you just follow it. That's that. And it's consistent. Beyond that, you might be interested in my minimal equipment workout program. Again, we're only using dumbbells on that one. We're starting to use weights, and that's 12 weeks, 5 days a week. Whatever it says, just do that. You might be interested in my full gym program. This is basically a CrossFit gym, whether you go to the gym and do it or you do it at home. Again, 5 days a week, 12 weeks, follow the program. That kind of consistency will propel you towards your goals. And if you are a competitive CrossFitter aiming to do well in the CrossFit Open or quarterfinals, semifinals, or the CrossFit Games next year, I recommend that you follow a master's program. I follow Mayhem Masters. It works for me. I love it. It's over-prepared me for the games multiple times. If you're interested in Mayhem Masters, I have a video about it. It's linked in the description below where I review Mayhem Masters, why I follow that. There's a link down there for a discount. You get 20% off with my discount code Jason. No pressure. Doesn't matter. If you do it, that's great. But there's lots of other programs that are good as well. Proven has masters. Hard work pays off. Invictus. Misfit. There are lots of programs. The whole key is that you follow a program consistently. It's probably much, much more important that you follow a program versus what program you actually follow. These guys that are programming these things for us elite athletes, they know what they're doing and it's well-rounded. They put it together. I don't have like the bandwidth to program that that for myself. So I follow a program and I do it consistently. I don't deviate. I don't do anything special. Whatever it says that day, that's what I do. If the program is 2 hours of training today, that's what I'm doing. If the program has 5 hours of training, like it was prior to the CrossFit Games, sort of leading up to the games, that's what I was doing. Whatever it said, that's what I did. And that's how I get consistent results and stay motivated while I'm training by myself. Tip number 4, have a specific goal for your session, for your specific session. So there's a couple of ways that I do this. Obviously we have this global goal, like I want to qualify for the CrossFit Games in 2023. But on a smaller scale, what do I want to have accomplished in this particular session? So there's 2 ways that I go about that. Number 1, I like to call my shots in certain workouts. Let's say that the workout is really simple. The workout Fran, 21, 15, 9, thrusters and pull-ups. 95 pounds, that's the workout for men. So really simple workout. And I want to call my shot. I want to think, gosh, how much time is it going to take me to get through 21 thrusters and then 21 pull-ups, then 15 thrusters, 15 pull-ups, 9 and 9. Am I going to go unbroken or I'm going to break them up? No, I'm totally going to go unbroken. It's going to be really painful. It's going to be hard, but I should be able to get through all of that in about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So I've done the math on how long it takes me to do each thrust or each pull-up. The transitions are fast, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I call my shot on that particular workout, and then 3, 2, 1, go. I hustle through that workout. I finish it. I lay on the floor because it's a tough workout. I'm really tired, and I got 218. All right, my target was 210. It took me 218. I just think, okay, that's pretty close to the target. I'm not upset about that. Why didn't I get 210? What took me a little bit longer? Where was I off? Because in competition, you want to be able to call your shot. How are you going to approach a workout in order to get through it in a specific amount of time that you think is competitive? And I like to do that in practice, in training as well. And it keeps me motivated in my workouts. So I'm going to call my shot. I think each round of this workout should take blank. Or I think round 1 is this long, round 2, round 3, round 4. Like I just did a workout yesterday. There was a 15-minute AMRAP. And I thought maybe I could do each round in 90 seconds. I did exactly that and finished the 15-minute workout having gotten 10 rounds. Each round was about 90 seconds. It was exactly as planned. I love calling my shots. That keeps me super motivated. Another goal that I can have in a workout is to have a particular focus in a workout. Let's go back to the example of the workout Fran with thrusters and pull-ups. And let's say that maybe I've been really focusing in my mind on gymnastics movements lately. So I really want to do great on these pull-ups. I want to go for big sets on these pull-ups. So maybe my goal in this particular workout, instead of calling my shot a specific time I'm going to finish this workout, I'm going to have an emphasis in this workout on the pull-ups. So in my mind, I'm going to break up the thrusters more in order to conserve energy so I can go in bigger, more focused sets on the pull-ups, because that's my particular focus and emphasis right now. That would be a way of having a particular focus in a workout, maybe like a gymnastics focus, or maybe my goal in this workout is to get really good at handling pain. So that would be thrusters unbroken would be significant levels of pain on that particular workout. So I'm just going to focus on these thrusters are going to be unbroken come hell or high water. That's my focus on this particular thing. But these are kind of the little head games that I like to play with myself in solo training sessions. Like I am going to do something interesting in my brain in order to keep me motivated through this. I remember prior to the CrossFit Games, I had a track session and there were 3 sets of these different lengths on the track that I needed to run. It was something like a 500, then a 400, then a 300, then a 200, then a big break. And doing that 3 times, I remember thinking, I want to improve each round, every single one of those scores I wanted to improve. And that set my soul and my cardio on fire that day. It was really hard, but it was just this internal motivator, this goal that I wanted to have for myself. And it motivated me through that workout. And I got a great training session by just having that little internal motivation. That little bit of internal goal setting kept me on target for a great training session that day. In other words, having those goals for that track session that day kept me highly engaged and made it a very challenging, intense, and productive training session solo. Tip number 5, and my last tip, is to log your workouts, to document your workouts. So for me, I log all of my workouts in SugarWOD. Mayhem Masters is in SugarWOD, so I log my workouts there. And that allows me a couple of things. One, it gives me a long track record of logging my workouts. I've been using SugarWOD in some form or fashion when it was my gym and I owned a gym. I've sold the gym now. I was in SugarWOD. All of that data is mine. And so I have years and years worth of data. I have 3 or 4 different scores for the workout Fran from the times I've done it over the years. That's really fun. Whether you use something like SugarWOD, you have your own workout log, something that tracks your workouts over time so you can see how you've progressed, how you've gotten faster, and how you've gotten better over time. Another reason I like to log my workouts is that it makes me part of the community. So when you're logging a workout in Mayhem, it's logging that score in there, and then it stacks me against everyone else that's doing that particular programming. And I can actually see, as we're getting close to the CrossFit Games, I could see a couple of my other competitors logging scores in their training sessions. Just gave me an idea of like where they were at versus where I was at. It made me plenty nervous because they were super strong, but also there's just that community feel there. We're all suffering together, even though we're all distributed, and a lot of us are training by ourselves. If you're doing one of my workout programs, you log your workout so that I can see your results, I can hold you accountable, I can give you high fives or a swift kick in the butt, and other members of my community can also share in your workouts, and you can feel less alone wherever you're at on the planet. So just a quick recap, have a goal in mind, a big, audacious, crazy goal. Schedule your training sessions, make sure they're on the calendar. Follow a program specifically and stick to it consistently. Have a goal in every workout, a mini goal to help you get through this particular workout or training session, and log your workouts to hold yourself accountable and let others hold you accountable. These tips have helped me as someone who primarily trains alone. I hope they've been helpful to you. If you've enjoyed this content and enjoy this channel, please subscribe, click the like button, share this with anyone you know that this might be helpful to, and I appreciate your watch. I appreciate your support of this channel and of this community. We'll see you next time.